One of the interesting aspects of not-for-profit organizations is the fact that really the chief executive of the organization and the board itself might have very different views in terms of what their role should be. Chief executives, executive directors of not-for-profits quite often traditionally have seen boards as fundraising mechanisms, ways to get resources in the organization, but really would prefer that most of the executive decisions, the strategic decisions, and operational decisions are left with the executive. A great way that boards can add value to these not-for-profit organizations is to really understanding their role in a different and more proactive way with regard to providing strategic insights in terms of where the organization might go, in terms of understanding and helping the organization itself to understand how do we measure performance here, how do we think about performance, how do we think about success. How do we define success as an organization? And those questions are much more difficult to answer in a not-for-profit setting, typically, than in a for-profit setting where you can look at financial outcomes and say this company is doing well or not as well. It's really incumbent upon boards to proactively determine what are the measures or the metrics that are useful to us as a board with regard to how well is this organization doing. Quite often, not-for-profits, like lots of other organizations, tend to do a large data dump of lots of financial information to their boards, and the board really can't sort through what's important and what's not. So if the board can bring some rigor around understanding, determining what the specific metrics would be, that could actually add a lot of value to the organization itself.